We're live at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Atlantic City, which is open right now. We are live inside the Hard Rock Cafe, and of course, you can dine outside, which has been going pretty well. President of the property, Joe Lupo, is with us here. And Joe, first off, thanks for stopping by. Looks like everything is clean and safe and smooth so far.
It is. We opened at 6 a.m. Everything went pretty smooth, and we're starting off a little bit slow. We've been closed for quite a while, so got to get the kinks out. We have some occupancy limits, and we purposely didn't book all the hotel rooms, and so we're trying to get things going, understand our volumes going into one of the busiest weekends of the year typically. But you know what? We're happy to be open. The doors are open. It's been a long time. People are getting back to work. That's what's most important.
Now, you know the market well, obviously, and it's a lot of tough times between the Sandy and the economic crises that have been going on. The casino's open, some closed. You guys are new. How do you see the bounce back of this kind of in getting prepared for this? Has this kind of been a completely different animal for you?
Yeah, I was here through both Sandy and Irene. And I was at a Florida and a hurricane, so I've been kind of through a shutdown, but this is much different. A hurricane came and you reopened, and it was basically reopening with all the all the amenities. Here, it's a little bit different. No smoking, no drinking, no alcohol. The fear, I think, of people that is in some anyway, and it's just not going to be the same. We have to accept that. Unfortunately, we're not bringing back all our employees. But we want that volume to come back. But I'm skeptical. The 25% occupancy is going to be a little bit difficult to deal with. We need, though, to build trust and confidence. The only way we do that is to follow the rules, put up great protocols, which I think we have better than none here in Atlantic City, thermal imaging and the wearing a mask, obviously, our clean team, plexiglass at the tables. And I think it's just going to take some time. And I'm hoping that we build that confidence with the governor. We don't push the limit, and he understands that at a casino we have so much square footage. People are spread out, better air filtration system than any grocery store you're going in. And so hopefully we build that trust, and he can go up to 50%, eventually 75 and 100.
Yeah, you mentioned that clean team, and Hunter and I walked in, and you hear like, you got to get your temperature taken. You're thinking there's going to be a door and a line and you're waiting.
Right.
Very efficient.
Yeah, pretty cool,
that's something
right?
that was...
I was shocked. I was waiting to open up my mouth and get the tongue swabbed underneath.
Right.
I'm like, what are we doing?
It's like out of Predator. You saw your image. You don't even have to stop it. We have couple different units, but we have 3 units at our main entrances where you don't have to stop, and it gives your temperature right away.
I thought they were laxing, like... No one's taking their temperature. This is a fraud. And then, no, they're like, no, we got you.
Right.
Excellent. I mean, that's like something for the people who are like, there's going to be lines and we're going to have to get our temperature. No, that was excellent. Our conversation we're having with Joe right now, we have plexiglass between us. That's what it looks like out on the floor for the table games, correct?
Yeah, table games, anywhere there's a longer interaction. At the sports book, at the front desk, at the players club, at the cage, we have plexiglass. And at the table games, you have a piece of plexiglass between you and the player, and then for the blackjack games, you and the dealer. And on the craps and roulette, the dealers are wearing face guards. So we went the extra mile, and we intend to keep it that way. We turned off every 2 machines right now for slots to ensure that there was distance between you and another customer. So I think we really did all we can do, and we have some outdoor dining. Again, we needed to get open, and now we need to do it the right way because this isn't the way it can last, and so we want to, again, build that trust with the governor and move the number up.
You mentioned the sports book. Is that open now?
It is.
Awesome.
It is.
That's awesome.
We're obviously with NASCAR and golf primarily. I think they put up NBA odds the other day, so we're taking that. We've been taking online wagering, both casino and sports, but, yeah, we opened up the sports book today as well.
How, as we're talking sports and we're hoping it all gets back, the NFL canceling a couple of preseason games doesn't make you feel great. However, NBA, baseball, hockey, all at the same time. Is that an exciting thing to think, okay, we were closed, this has been tough, but that could really reinvigorate things, all of it happening at once?
Yeah, believe me, I ran sports books for 20 years, and the summer's a slow time. That's when you go on vacation. But now, hopefully the summer picks up a little bit with baseball and hockey and NBA. And I think that should really help. While 75% to 80% of our sports betting is done online, having that when you come down here, knowing that you have that the sportsbook lounge to bet in, hopefully, again, it's just another amenity while some of our amenities are cut back, at least we can provide that.
Yeah, and I know the whole sports gaming aspect, it was such a bumpy ride to get here, but has that been something that has exceeded expectations? Has it been about what you thought? I mean, how has sports betting in New Jersey been specifically for your property, but for the market as a whole?
I think it's been like casino online. It's been a learning experience for everybody. It's not the experience that when you go out to Las Vegas and you have the parlay cards and you have the big sports book, right? But at that time I was out there, we didn't have online betting either. So I think it's really more about educating the player to play online because everyone has a phone. But nonetheless, we don't have the square footage as a Las Vegas sports book. So they're a little bit smaller here. And I think that's only, our guest is only here overnight anyway. But we've been able to facilitate it, really good numbers. I think, again, people are okay with betting online now that they've built trust with casino online betting for 5 years now.
Mm-hmm. Joe Lupo is the president of the Hard Rock. He's with us here. And we see Jim Allen on TV all day. He got the TV job. You're doing the radio stuff. How'd that work?
I got a little TV earlier, so I'm okay with that.
I turned around in the studio. I said, hey, there's Jim. And obviously, how has this changed your job? I mean, it was just something that you had to kind of come up with a new plan, formulate a lot of this stuff. As the president of the property, what changed for you?
Yeah, well, from a marketing standpoint, you're trying to understand who's going to come, who's not going to come, how to market that person so they feel comfortable. Obviously, it's more about operations and safety right now. That and training has just been the biggest issue. We've been working with Atlanta Care to ensure that they can provide us good health care training because I'm not a doctor, right? I'm not the expert on COVID, but they are, so we brought them in. And then as we work through the summer, it's understanding our volumes and frankly, with offset of revenue, a lot of times you're going to offset expenses. So managing those expenses, and unfortunately, that's where labor comes into play. And we haven't been able to bring back as many people. And from a family-oriented type of culture that we have here, it's painful. But we're going to work through that. I want to bring more revenue so I can bring back more more employees.
Yeah, I know some of the properties decided not to open. Why was it important for Hard Rock to be open when some said no indoor dining, no alcohol, forget it?
And I can tell you straight from our owner's mouth to bring back the employees back to work. We supported the employees during the 3.5 months that we were off. We want them to come back to work. Our owners are from New Jersey. Their leadership in the community has been vital, and they really want to get things going. I think our leadership here, if we wouldn't have opened, it really would have been a poor statement. But we want to get open. We want to show the governor that we can be open and do it safely. And I think our leadership in doing so will be a big statement. And hopefully we can have that direct dialogue to the governor to say what's working, what's not, and what can we improve.
So the Sixers odds jumped up the best out of all teams. Is that... we can't figure out what happened in this pause button that the Sixers are all of a sudden the hot betting item. So reading that, this sports book should be jamming with Sixers futures.
So it's, it kind of gets misstated about what the odds are really, after they're opened up, the odds are really a reflection of what the customers think.
Or putting money down on, right.
There probably has been very little betting on things. People didn't know if they were going to play the rest of the season. So there was very little action on NBA and NHL. But now that there's back in action, here comes, and it's the local money that's coming in.
Well, that's your answer.
I look at it as everyone keeps thinking all these teams are going to play so sloppy and they're going to miss their threes. Hey, the Sixers might have a chance now.
Yeah.
I think it's like everyone's playing so bad, or they expect them to play so bad, that the Sixers have a chance.
Yeah, and a couple players aren't coming back for some teams, things like that, right? And I think some people are weighing that. But yeah, money moves the odds in the end.
All right, Joe Lupo, and hey, congratulations on everything is great. The
Thanks for
Safe
being
and
here.
Sound program guidelines, they asked us, hey, do you feel safe? And I read over everything, and that made me feel much better being here. You guys, you said that you haven't been able to bring back all the workers, but I got to tell you, there has been a ton of people working, coming through here and doing a great job.
We have to create a good experience, and so we do have probably more employees than we need today and through the weekend. And I didn't know how busy it would be 4th of July weekend, so we wanted to be prepared.
Are you surprised at, did it happen right away that people decided 4th of July weekend we're going to be there?
We started getting hotel reservations as soon as we said we were going to open.
Okay.
They started coming in much faster than I had thought. And, I live down here at the beach, obviously, and the beaches are packed. So people want to get out. And as soon as we turned that message on, we were going to be open, things have come back pretty quickly. So I'm encouraged by that. But, give us a test. We want the feedback. If we're not doing something right, let us know. 6
entry points. They all take your temperature when you walk in. You can feel safe. And that's the message this weekend. Try to have a good time. The dining outside. Most people would be dining outside any way right now.
It's a beautiful time to dine outside, right?
Joe Lupo, appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it.
This is the Sports Bash. Mike and Broads. Of course, we are here till 6.